Coach, back on the ice for the inaugural Vees Development Camp. We're looking ahead to 26-27 here, beginning with Development Camp. Does this kind of feel like the unofficial start to the upcoming season?
I sure hope not. It's we want some time off. We've been going right since the season ended, kind of finishing up our signings and whatnot. But this is good. This is going to be a great opportunity for us to explain to, these guys that are on our list. Some of them have been here before, some for the first time. But the big thing is we want to get out of is just, getting to know each other and getting our point across about what it means and what's expected to play here in Penticton.
Liam Bort is here, your first-round pick from this year's draft. Just what about his game are you most excited for?
He plays with energy. He's got, obviously a lot of talent, heck of a shot. Got a pro shot right now. So he's a guy that, we want to hopefully continue to develop this year, one more year, and come in and play for us the following. And he's a guy, when you look at it, there's certain types of players that you want to, when you build your team, and he's a guy that, I demand, everyone wants to talk about 200-foot game and whatnot, but, I want our forwards to all play a certain way, but with him, again, he has the ability to score and create offense, and we're going to need that out of him.
Another player that's here has some WHL experience. You got him at the deadline is Eli Johnson. Just what are you excited about from seeing him for the first time live?
Yeah, just see him in our environment. Eli's he's been really good to talk to throughout the process, and I think he's excited about being here. And he came from obviously a very good program in Regina. And he did a good job this year in the Alberta Junior League when he was given his opportunity. With Drumheller, I have a lot of respect for how Drumheller runs their program there too, and so now it's his chance to try to show us over the next little while, that he belongs in the Western Hockey League, and we're going to give him that opportunity.
Were you surprised to see Liam at 20 when you got him there?
Yeah, you know what? Like I think, again, the way we've got things, Adam Surgery really runs our draft, and I obviously have my input in it, but. I think a lot of teams talk about, hey, we had this guy rated higher, but we did. Like we had him probably in the, in the top 15 at least, and so we were excited when he was sitting there at 20, but the message to all these guys is just the start of it. Wherever you get drafted, there's guys that have been drafted number one in the Western Hockey League that never really panned out to anything, and we've had guys that, and there's been players that have never been drafted that turned out to be all-stars. So, it's just a piece of the process, and I think we've got a lot of good kids here, and we're looking to forward to working with them.
There's so much talk about culture. Players talk about it as well. How does that process start over the next 3 days? How do you really implement that?
Well, we're going to, obviously we met with them this morning. We're going to take them through their fitness testing. But the big thing is tonight when we do we're going to do a little, presentation and talk about the history of this team. It's, to young guys, it might be a little boring, but I think it's something that they need to understand that this program, albeit it was our first year in the Western Hockey League, this program goes back into the 50s and 60s, right? So it's, tell them the story about, the Vees from 51 to 61 in the senior team that won the World Championship, and then 61 to a year ago in the BC Hockey League, and then our first year in the Western League. I think it's important for them to understand the history and the tradition of this team and understand what's at stake when they get here to carry it on.
Thor, your first-round pick in 2025. Where's he at with his development, and what do the next 3 days mean to him?
Well, you know what? He had an opportunity to be with us in the playoffs once his team was done, and spent probably about a month with us, I think, or so, or a few, anyway, whatever it was. And what I really liked is, when we had him last training camp, and then when he came and skated with us in the middle of the season, and then at the end, in the playoffs, his growth as a player has really blossomed. Like you can really see those steps that he's taking and that we've been talking about here. And, we're excited to see him. I'm sure he'll have a big summer. He's going to be expected to step in the fall.